Hey guys, so first of all I get my mesh dome cap and I place it on the head, but make sure you stretch it out fully so at the end the actual wig fits your head. And then place the closure in the center and at the front of the wig, and to secure it down I use pins, which I start by placing on both sides of the closure just to hold it down. Then I continue to pin down the closure. When you're pinning it, guys, make sure you keep pulling the closure so it's as flat as possible. And then I go to the next side and do the exact same thing. Don't forget, keep pulling the closure so it can be flat. This is such an important part. Once that's all done, gather up all the hair so it's easy for you to sew on your bundles, and just use your crocodile clip to secure it. Once you're finished pinning down the closure, this is what it should look like. It should look super flat. Now when sewing the closure down, put the needle through the closure and then through the dome cap, but make sure you don't catch the band inside, otherwise your wig will be too small. Wrap the thread round 3 times and then just pull. This is to ensure that the closure stays down. Now the method to continue is very simple. Just put the needle through the closure and then through the thread, missing the band of course. Remember guys, when you're sewing, keep pulling the closure because you want it to lay super flat and no one wants a lumpy wig. Now when we get to the other side of the closure, we do the wraparound method. Wrap the thread around the needle 3 times and pull. Then get a pair of scissors, cut it, and then do 2 knots. And then cut the thread. So this is what the closure should look like after it's been sewn down. Now I'm going to take my longest bundle, which is 24 inches of Peruvian straight hair. This hair is from an Aliexpress vendor company called Yolissa hair. And what I do is I take a pin and place it through the weft and then position it on the wig cap. I place a pin on the right side, in the center, and then on the left side. And how I measure it is from ear to ear. So when I'm starting, again I put the needle through the weft and then through the dome cap, but make sure guys you do not get the band because your wig will not fit, it will not stretch. Through the weft, through the dome cap. I do this twice, by the way, just to make sure that it's super secure. Wrap it around 3 times and then pull. So once that's secure, I can just go ahead and sew normally now. So what I do is I put the needle underneath the weft, not through the weft this time. I then just sew through the dome cap as normal. Follow this method all the way through until you get to the end. Once I've reached the end of that line, I fold over the bundle and start securing it for the next sewing line. So, the flip over method. I put the needle through the weft again and then through the dome and pull. You have to make sure this is really tight so it can lay flat. After that, just sew as normal, going underneath the weft into the dome cap. Whenever you reach the end of the line, you do the flip over method. Don't forget to go through the weft and then through the closure. And then pull as tight as you can. For me personally guys, what makes it easier is if I just pin one straight line. So it's easier for me to just follow through when I'm sewing. Of course, when the pins get in your way, just remove them, but I think the pins are very handy. And also, when you've done about 3 lines, make sure you go across the band. Obviously, don't go through the actual band. And then when you do the flip over method, when you're pinning it, make sure you go across the band on the other side as well, so it's all symmetrical. Now at some stage your thread will run out, so do the wraparound method when it comes to the end. Wrap the thread around 3 times, then pull the needle. Once that's done, cut the thread, knot it twice, and start again. When you've done your last flip over method and you get to the end of your bundle, connect the weft to the start of your closure, and to secure it, of course, you're going to use your pin so it's easier for you to just follow through the line. So now when you've got to the actual end, go through the weft, then go underneath the closure, but don't forget to not touch the band. Wrap it round 3 times, pull just to make sure it's secure, cut the thread, knot it twice, and you have finished your first bundle. So this is what the wig looks like after the first bundle has been sewn in, and the reason why I haven't done the same thing on the other side is because I want everything to be as flat as possible, so I didn't want to do the flip over method right here. So I go to get my next bundle, which is 22 inches of Peruvian straight hair from Yolissa hair, of course. I start by pinning the bundle, connecting it to the closure, and pin it all the way round to the other side. After pinning down the first line of the second bundle, I make sure it stops 3/4 along the line, not going all the way round. Now when I'm starting to sew the bundle, I do the wraparound method twice. By the way guys, after finishing every bundle, please try on the wig so you know it fits. That is the worst possible thing that could happen. You finish the wig and it doesn't fit. So make sure after every bundle you try on your wig. Also, to prevent the wig from not fitting, while you're sewing your wig throughout the whole process, make sure the wig is completely flat. Keep pulling it, keep pulling the dome cap. Once you've finished sewing down the first line of the second bundle, do the flip over method. However, make sure you stop 3/4 of the way, also on this side. So this is what it should look like. 3/4 on the right and 3/4 on the left. And this is the direction that we're going to be sewing in from now. As you can see, for the second bundle, I'm really trying to fill up the middle of the wig so I don't go all the way round to the closure. Make sure you keep it at your 3/4 mark. I'm about halfway into my second bundle now, and this is what it looks like at the moment. So I'm going to keep sewing all the way round in this direction until I get to the closure. I have completed sewing in the second bundle now, and this is the space I have for the last bundle. The last bundle that I have to sew in is 20 inches of Peruvian straight. And I start by placing it where I left off. Make sure you pin it down, guys, because it makes it so much more easier. Now we're on our last bundle. Make sure when you're pinning it, it's exactly parallel to the closure. Just follow through sewing it, and then it should look like this. And now I think I have about 2 more lines to sew. Now, because we're so close to the closure, we need to make sure all the hair is tucked in. Now for the last line, I make sure that the weft is actually on the closure. Honestly guys, I think pinning it makes it so much easier for you. Pin it all the way through and make sure that the closure is touching the weft. Please make sure. As you can see, I have a little bit of the bundle left, which I'm going to cut off after. This is the most important flip over method, so make sure that you pull extremely tight, ensuring that it's going to be flat. So this bit has to be super secure. Make sure you go through the weft again and then through the closure, because when you cut out the lace underneath, you don't want everything to fall apart. When you get to the end, put the needle through the weft, through the closure, wrap the thread around 3 times, pull it as tight as you can. Cut the thread, knot it twice or 3 times, whatever you prefer, and you are done. Then just quickly cut off the excess of the bundle, just like so. As you can see, I haven't sewn through the band at all, which makes it so much easier for it to fit on my head. Now it's time to cut out the mesh underneath the closure. Now this part is very, very, very important. You need to be really careful. Don't sew so close to the thread because you don't want it all to fray and then fall apart. So leave like a little gap. The knots are not bleached on this lace closure, but I did end up bleaching them because it does look quite bad. It doesn't look natural, and I love a natural look. So brush the hair back on the closure because now it's time to cut the front. The first cut I done was very messy, just so I can like cut off all the excess so it's easier for me to focus on the actual line. When you start getting closer to the line, make sure you are super careful because I personally think this is the most important part of the wig. This is the front, this is what everyone's going to see, so you need to take your time with it. To ensure that you've cut the lace correctly, turn it inside out.